Welcome back to the channel where we don't just talk about the future, we live it. Today's digital delicacy, Pikadditions. We're diving deep into this online tool that promises to seamlessly integrate images into your videos like magic. Friends, Pikadditions could be your ticket to digital dough. Think fashion ads that pop, fitness influencer videos that inspire, travel blogs that transport, and viral videos that, well, go viral. I'm talking real-world use cases, friends. Intrigued? You should be. Let's go. Okay, to get started, simply go to pika.art, Pika.art, and you can sign in with your Google account, your Facebook account, Discord account, or your email address. If you choose to use your email address, you would click here, even if it's your first time and you need to register. I'm going to go ahead and click sign in with an email. And if you do not yet have a Pika account, simply click sign up right here to register. Let's put Pikadditions through my patented, world-renowned, and frankly genius focus review system, which stands for features, output, cost, usability, and speed. First up, features. Does Pikadditions pack a punch in the feature department? Okay, friends, let's quickly cover the Pika interface. In the top left, you'll see your current plan. I'm currently on the standard plan. Over to the right side, you'll see that there is an app that we can download. If you're on an iOS device, then you can use the mobile app. To review the different pricing plans, you can click upgrade. I'll cover the pricing plans in detail a little bit later, so stay tuned for that. Then to the right of that, you'll see your name. Clicking on your name or next to your name, you'll see how many credits you have, and you'll see some standard menu options like pricing and FAQs and support options. Back over to the left side, you'll see we have two tabs, Templates and My Library. The Templates area will help you to get started with the different features that Pika provides, and My Library is where your creations will be. And then just below those tabs, you'll see additional tabs to basically filter out the different options that you see in these different areas. Today, we're going to focus on Pikadditions. Clicking there, you'll see templates and examples for Pikadditions. And all of our creating will happen at the bottom of the screen. To focus on Pikadditions, make sure you select right here, and this will enable us to upload a video, upload an image, and create a prompt that basically says how we would like that image to be presented in our video. You bring the video, you bring the image, describe how you magically want to blend those together, and that's pretty much the whole kit and caboodle. For features, I'm giving Pikadditions a solid 4 out of 5 stars. Output. Does Pikadditions deliver the digital goods? Does it crank out creations that are actually valuable? Well, friends, buckle up. It's demo time. I'm going to click right here to upload a video. I'm going to use some real video footage from story blocks of the Louvre in Paris. And for my image, I'm going to use this beautiful model that I created with Flux Pro via Mistral's Le Chat. And Pika gives us a default prompt. Add this to my video based on the current actions in the original video. Come up with a natural and engaging way to fit the object into the video. I found that this default prompt works pretty well in blending your image into the video, but it does end up being a lot more fun when you write your own custom prompt, which we'll do in a minute. But for now, let's go ahead and try the default prompt. And we have our Pikaddition. If I was going for the giant woman attacks the Louvre in Paris strategy, then I would say I nailed it. Pikaddition will attempt to match the lighting, which I feel that it did a decent job with this experiment. I would argue that the contrast is a little too much on the model. The coloring is overly saturated. My original image may have been a little bit overly saturated, but sometimes Pikaddition will do a good job of adjusting that as necessary. For a first attempt, I think this is okay. As with just about any AI project, you sometimes need to do some tweaking to end up with something that you're satisfied with. And here I have her in Paris again, this time in front of a beautiful bridge in Paris. And again, I decided to try the default prompt asking that Pika attempts to add the image in a natural way to the video. And here's what we got. She is appropriately sized. I think the lighting is very good in this one. When she walks into the camera, she's a little bit dark, as if she is under the tree. And then she has a little more light. Maybe this is during sunset. And I feel that the lighting is really nice and beautiful and fits the scenario appropriately. Okay, for another fashion example with our beautiful blonde, I wanted to have her go to Italy and ride a gondola through the Venice canals. The prompt I used this time: the gorgeous woman is flirting with the camera as she sits and enjoys her peaceful gondola ride in Venice. She has a fun, playful, flirty vibe, which is nice. However, I think that the coloring is off. What I mean by that is the halo effect around her hair. It does not look natural, and it does have a green screen type of effect. And I think I know how we can fix this. Flux Pro is amazing. As far as creating beautiful models, right now it is my favorite. However, it does tend to oversaturate images. I took the image into Photoshop, I desaturated the image, and I brightened it up and tried it again in our gondola scenario, and here's how it turned out. Right off the bat, I will say her vibe went up a notch. Instead of sitting in the gondola, she's on the edge of the gondola. She looks playful and fun. I really love her energy. The next thing I want to point out is the lighting. Look how before the gondola goes under the bridge, the highlights on her hair. And then when she goes under the bridge, the highlights dim. The lighting is impeccable on this one. We do have a little bit of an issue with her hand. It almost looks like she's hanging on to an imaginary edge of the boat. Either that or she is just balancing herself with her thumb on the edge of the boat. So that part looks a little bit off. But besides that, I feel like this is a really great output. I wanted to have the beautiful blonde woman walking through streets in Tuscany. My prompt: the gorgeous woman walks down the alley. She is in awe of the beautiful architecture. And just in case you're wondering why I don't just say the woman is walking down the alley, I like to specify traits that I want the AI platform to persist. Because I found that in some situations, some traits will not persist. And so that's why sometimes I get a little more specific. Instead of just specifying using this image in this video, I do emphasize sometimes the different traits of the model in the attempt to ensure that those persist through the video. She's walking a little too quickly, and there's definitely some warping happening. Let's see if we can fix this. The only change I decided to make was to specify that she is slowly walking down the alley. Beautiful. Still a little bit of morphing, but besides that, she's walking slower. It's a nicer pace. She looks beautiful, and it looks a little more natural. She's kind of walking toward the door. It's much better than our first iteration. Fitness influencer. Used this video of an empty workout room, and I used Flux to create this image of a yoga instructor. My prompt: the gorgeous buxom yoga instructor slowly demonstrates how to do the downward dog yoga pose. A little strange. She kind of dives to the floor. She's not doing a downward dog. Okay, let's see if we can fix this. Okay, friends, I decided to use a different video for the yoga space, courtesy of Storyblocks. So this is real video footage. And I thought this would be really interesting since we have this burning incense creating smoke in the air. And I want to see how Pika handles rendering the model with the smoke in the air. And I'm specifying that she's demonstrating how to do the downward dog yoga pose. So again, Pika has her dropping to the ground. Her figure looks nice once she is down into this pose. Is that a cobra pose? I'm sure somebody's going to correct me on that. I don't think it's quite a cobra pose. However, I do need to mention that Pika did a great job of maintaining the smoke as our model is jumping into her yoga pose. And also we have an issue with her right shoe. It stays in place, then it's also behind her. There's definitely an issue there. Travel influencer. And here I have a video of a nice cozy bed thanks to Storyblocks. And here I have a beautiful Flux image of a gorgeous woman in pajamas. I'm saying that she wakes up from a very peaceful sleep, displaying a look and expression of extreme comfort and happiness. Instead of waking up from a sleep, which you would imagine she would still be laying down, she is sitting in the pose that she has in the image. And I feel this is too dark. Okay, so I took the image into Photoshop, I brightened it up. It looks better. However, still doesn't look like she just woke up from a peaceful sleep. It seems that with Pikadditions, you do need to be pretty specific about what you want. I probably should be specifying that she is actually laying down. I have a nice pool video from Storyblocks. I have this beautiful bikini model from Flux. My prompt simply says the woman swims up to the camera in a fun and playful manner. Okay, so she's not swimming up to the camera. However, she does look friendly and happy. Here's another thing I've noticed about Pikadditions. Just as in our last example, the pose that our model is in the image that we provide, does seem to play a big part in the output that we are provided with. It looks like she is just sitting up a little bit in the pool. However, I would have liked it better if it was able to follow the prompt more specifically and had her swimming up to the camera. I wanted to have our bikini woman do something more exciting in the pool, so I found a video of a dolphin swimming from Storyblocks. I simply specified the woman playfully swims with the dolphin. And as you can see, the pose of our image definitely takes precedence. She is stuck in that pose even as the dolphin kind of nudges her, like, hey, swim with me, play with me. And instead, she just wants to strike this pose for her Instagram feed. And another travel influencer type of example, I have a beautiful video of a horse in front of a sunset. I created a beautiful Lara Croft type image in Flux. I'm specifying the gorgeous buxom Lara Croft walks up to the horse and pets it gently. The first thing I'll say is I think she starts out on the other side of the horse and then kind of walks through the horse. And then her petting is a little bizarre, a little off. And sometimes with AI, if you just roll again with the same assets and the same prompt, you might get a better result. And in this case, we did. She stays on the front side of the horse and she actually pets the horse instead of the air. And I think it looks really nice. And I think the lighting looks really appropriate and really beautiful. For the most part, the horse and Lara Croft are a silhouette since the bright light of the sun is behind them. However, you still see a little bit of detail for each of them. So I'm really happy with this result. Friends, I love to come up with creative use cases for these different AI tools, and I think you're going to love this. Okay, I have video of the Queen Bee performing at the Super Bowl. I think that was 2016. Somebody will correct me, I'm sure, if I'm wrong. And yours truly as Ken the year before last for Halloween. Now, your boy Adrian does have some abs. I'll give you that. Those abs, not so much. Those are enhanced by Photoshop. For my prompt, the guy in the fur coat dances with Beyonce. Okay, let's see how it turned out. Okay, where do I start? What I love about this is that it's dramatic and it's very concert-like. I feel that what I may be overlooking with Pikadditions is its ability to detect the scene, what is going on, and what might be appropriate for this scene. Now, I know in some of our previous examples, it turned out pretty wonky and the image pretty much stayed the way we uploaded it. However, in this one, I'm impressed because I'm not just doing some silly dance. I am being very dramatic, as you should be for a concert performance. But I couldn't stop there. Oh my goodness. That is the most hysterical. So dramatic and so concert-like. Yeah, I said it before, I'll say it again. If I was going to perform in a concert, that's what I would do. I'd bring in that attention. I would strike dramatic poses like that to draw in the attention. And I would try to do those spins. That's pretty amazing. And my apologies to the Queen Bee for basically stealing the stage. Oh my goodness. Beyonce is my backup singer. Friends, you may be asking, how can you top that? Well, just watch and see. Because, my friends, I have something else for you. Now, I don't know if you're Team Kendrick, I don't know if you're Team Drake, but regardless, I have Kendrick dancing it up in one of his music videos. I have an image of Drake, and yes, I put those together. I don't know if you're going to love this, I don't know if you're going to hate this, but we got to check it out. Drake dancing with Kendrick. That's our prompt. Oh my goodness. And Drake's doing a little James Brown. I don't know what he's doing. He's kind of going up into the air and doing a little shimmy. And of course, I had to do a re-roll. I got to see what happens next. Here, I got to say, I think they're good again. I think they're like, we cool? We cool? We brothers again? I'm not going to lie. Sometimes it might take a couple of tries, a few little tweaks to get Pikadditions to perfectly capture the vision in your beautiful brain. But in the end, Pikadditions delivers. For output, it's a resounding 5 out of 5 stars. All right, let's talk about the dreaded C word, cost. Is Pikadditions going to break the bank? Each Pikadditions creation will set you back a mere 10 credits. The free plan generously bestows upon you a whopping 150 monthly credits. That's 15 Pikaddition masterpieces in a month, absolutely free. Then we graduate to the standard plan. Just $10 a month for 700 credits. The Pro plan, $35 a month for a hefty 2,300 credits. And for the truly fancy among us, there's the Fancy plan. Yes, friends, they actually call it the Fancy plan. For a mere $95 a month, you get a staggering 6,000 credits. And if you're in it for the long game, sign up for a year and receive a 20% discount. For cost, Pikadditions earns 5 stars. It's priced so competitively, it's practically begging you to try it. And trust me, friends, you should. Usability. Is Pikadditions user-friendly, intuitive, and generally not going to make you want to throw your laptop out the window? Friends, the process couldn't be any easier. Got a video? Upload it. Got a picture you want to inject into said video? Upload that too. Describe what digital sorcery you desire, and you're off to the races. For usability, another 5 stars. If you can operate a toaster, you can master Pikadditions. Speed. Does Pikadditions operate with the swiftness of a digital ninja? Friends, my Pikaddition creations clocked in at an average of about 1 minute and 15 seconds. That's it. Just over a minute to potentially create viral sensations and less time it takes to brew a cup of coffee? Yes, please. For speed, Pikaddition snags another 5 stars. That gives Pikadditions an overall rating of 4.8 out of 5 stars. Friends, if you want to stay ahead of the AI curve and keep your finger firmly on the pulse of digital dominance, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Don't be left behind in the digital dust. You know what else you don't want to miss? My last video. Seriously, picture this. You're scrolling through your feed yearning for that sweet, sweet taste of online success. You're wondering, Adrian, how can I really make money in this AI video world? And my answer to that question? Kling AI Elements feature. It's a game changer. And in my last video, I break down exactly how to use it to line your digital pockets. I'm talking real strategies, real results, real revenue. Believe me, friends, you do not want to miss out on this golden nugget of digital wisdom. And as always, stay creative, my friends.